can't do that.
Don't worry, there will be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are all here. I felt like
It's just a wet napkin. Maybe a such a actually هاي معلش
Good. Good. Here we go. Let's see. Good. Third in, go this way a little bit. There. There it is. I like it. Good. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3. Right there. Good. 1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3. Do it in a tiny bit. You're fine right there. Good. 1, 2, 3. Good. 1, 2, 3. Good. Good. 1, 2, 3. Good. Perfect. Good. Good. One more. Good. Relax.
Oh, that's just me. I think they fixed it.
See. Yes. Yeah, got it? Testing, testing. We can hear it? All right. Okay, everybody, now calling to order. Now that all the council members are present, I call to order the February 18th meeting of the City of West Sacramento City Council, the West Sacramento Redevelopment Agency, and Finance Authority. We will begin with the land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that the land on which we live, work, learn, and commune is the original homelands of the indigenous people of West Sacramento who have stewarded this land throughout the generations. We acknowledge and we thank the original inhabitants who have occupied, maintained, and secured this place, and who still exist on this land. We respect and celebrate, thank you, the many diverse indigenous people still connected to this land on which we gather. And the council met in closed session this evening. Mr. City Attorney, can you present any updates?
Yes, ma'am. Council met in closed session for
your
the
mic
four
is off.
items identified on your agenda. No reportable action was taken.
Your mic is off. Can you repeat? I'm sorry. I could not hear a thing you said. There you go.
The council met in closed session for the 4 items listed on the agenda. No reportable action was taken.
All right, thank you. As we would like to invite our guests to join the council and staff in the pledge, and we have Robert Brazier. Please lead us. Thank you so much.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much. We're going to change the order of the agenda today. We have some special guests that are here that have some time restrictions, but I'm going to speak first about, share what we do here as far as the order, and then we will take up a special proclamation. As is noted on our agenda, City Council is prohibited by state law from discussing or taking any action on items that are brought up under item 1 for public comment, but it provides an important opportunity for a public forum. The public is given an opportunity at this time to address City Council on issues not listed on the agenda. We do ask that anyone wishing to address the council on this or any other item this evening to please fill out a request to speak card and return it back to the clerk. We accept the request to speak cards up to the conclusion of the reading of the staff report and any particular agenda item. Once the staff report has been read and we open the item up for public comment, the clerk will announce your name for you to walk up to the podium to speak. Now, in front of the clerk, there is a timer to ensure that everyone has a chance to be heard. And we ask that all comments be limited to the specified number of minutes. Also in front of the clerk is an analog flip chart, which indicates which agenda item the council is currently considering. We also recognize that for some, speaking in public can cause anxiety, so we request that there be no applause or boos, catcalls, or other demonstrations. Furthermore, so that we may maintain a civil discourse here in the chambers, we ask that those in attendance and those who address the City Council abide by the code of conduct posted and not speak in loud, threatening, offensive, abusive, or other disrespectful language that disrupts, disturbs, or otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. And with council's approval, we will begin under presentations. Presentation of the proclamation recognizing the observance of Ramadan. And I will read the proclamation, but I will also ask special guests. Let's see. Haitham? Yes. And Ali? All right. If you can please come on up. And then Fausia with CARE. Amal with Muhaher Foundation. Hassan with MSA Club at Washington Middle College High School. If you can all please stand. And then what I'm going to do is read the proclamation and then allow for you to do your presentation. And then if any council member has any comments, we will provide any comments. But I know you're in a rush, so we'll keep it all short. Take a photo as well. Okay? Whereas the observance of Ramadan in 2026 is expected to begin February 18th, 2026, and to continue for 1 lunar month, during which Muslim fast daily from dawn until sunset, and whereas Ramadan The 9th month of the Islamic calendar is observed annually by Muslims in West Sacramento, across the United States, and around the world. And whereas Ramadan is the time for Muslims to practice self-discipline and reflection, with an emphasis on patience, gratitude, and service to others. And whereas Muslim residents and families of West Sacramento reflect the cultural and ethnic diversity of the greater Sacramento region and contribute to the city throughout small businesses, education, healthcare, public service, and community involvement. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the City Council of the City of West Sacramento hereby recognizes the observance of Ramadan in support for the Muslim community and encourages all residents to show respect for this important religious observance and the diversity of faith traditions within our city, proclaimed this 18th day of February 2026. So please proceed.
Hi. I will be reciting some verses of the Quran, our holy book. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم ولعلكم تشكرون أياما معدودات فمن كان منكم مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر وعلى الذين يطيقونه فدية طعام مسكين فمن تطوع خيرا فهو خير له وأن تصوموا خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداع إذا دعان فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون صدق الله العظيم. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will be reading a translation, just so everybody knows what was said. O you who believe, fasting is prescribed upon you as it was prescribed to those before you, so that you may learn self-restraint. Fasting for a fixed number of days, but if any of you is ill or on a journey, the prescribed number should be made up from days later. For those who can do it, it is a ransom, feeding one that is indigent. But he or she that will give more of his or her own free will, it is better for them, that it is better for you that ye fast, if only ye knew. Ramadan is the month in which the Quran was sent down as a guide for mankind, as clear signs for guidance and judgment between right and wrong. So every one of you who is present during this month should spend it in fasting. But if anyone is ill or on a journey, the prescribed period should be made up by days later. Allah intends every facility for you. He does not want to put you in hardship. He wants you to complete the prescribed period and glorify Him in that He has guided you, and perchance ye shall be grateful. When my servants ask you about me, tell them I am indeed close to them. I listen to the prayer of everyone who prays, and he calls, and everyone who calls upon me. Let them also with a will listen to my call and believe in me, that they may walk in the right way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. My name is Fozia Farouk, and on behalf of CARE SVCC, I want to thank you for recognizing the holy month of Ramadan. For Muslims, Ramadan is one of the most sacred times of the year. From dawn until sunset, we fast, not just from food and from water, but from negativity, from harm, and from anything that distances us from our values. It's a time that teaches us discipline, compassion, and deep empathy for those who live with hunger and hardship every day. But Ramadan is not only personal, it's communal. Each night, families gather to break their fasts. Mosques open their doors. Communities organize food drives, volunteer, and give in charity. It's a time centered on generosity, reflection, and care for others. When cities like West Sacramento recognize Ramadan, it sends a powerful message to Muslim residents, especially young people, that they are seen, that they belong, and that their faith and identity are part of the story of the city. So thank you for honoring Ramadan and for affirming the Muslim community as a valued part of West Sacramento. Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Hi, good evening. My name is Amal. My husband and I have founded the Muhajir Foundation, excuse me, and to serve as a safe and a place of spiritual and community growth. Islam is a religion built on community, and the month of Ramadan embodies that idea perfectly. We as Muslims fast even though there's no visible reward and given secret, and to be of service to the greater good for those around us. We practice restraint now and believe it will result in unseen transformations. Muslims around the world rejoice and dedicate themselves, excuse me, during the month, as it brings an important but often forgotten gift from God, being hopeful. It reinforces that being hopeful is an obligation and not just an optimism. The volunteers at Muhajir have been working closely with the city and with the school district to bring awareness and to get accommodations for our students and community at large. So far, it has been pretty positive and well received, and we wish to work and continue to build these bridges. These bridges are very important between our community and the city. Not only will strengthen and benefit our community, but will also do the same for the city we live in and raise our children. We thank you for this opportunity and for doing this important proclamation. And a special thank you to Fawzia with CARE for tirelessly working and organizing this event. Thank you, and Ramadan Mubarak.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hassan Nuristani. Good evening, Mayor Guerrero, City Council members, and the community. I'm a junior at Washington Middle College High School and also the president of the Muslim Student Association there. I'd like to take this opportunity to highlight what Ramadan means to me and other Muslims my age. To begin, Ramadan serves as a spiritual reset and a month for us to pause, reflect, and work on ourselves to become better people. This month isn't just about starving ourselves. It's about following the footsteps of our Prophet, peace be upon him. Ramadan reaffirms our belief in justice, community, sacrifice, and hope. Having a significant month like this be recognized by our city makes us feel proud and supported, and we thank you for this. Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak. All right, just really quick from council, any comments from council members? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know you have to go, but I do want to say thank you so much for bringing this before us, and let's go take a quick photo. Okay.
Do another one. 1, 2, 3. Good. All right, thank you.
Let's go. We gotta get going.
Well, Hussein, I'll keep this to one to mommy.
All right, Madam Clerk, next we have public comment. Are there any requests to speak?
Yes, ma'am. Guy Stevenson? Oh.
I'm up here because I want to address this. It has to do with the First Amendment. You have to, you know what's funny to me is you got lawyers up here. They should know the Constitution. They swore to a Constitution. You know, when people say something directed to you, I know it's hateful. It's not cool at all. But if you got a problem with the First Amendment, then change it in Washington because you have to go by it. But I've seen issues with the Brown Act. Signing your name downstairs, that's a Brown Act violation. Go look it up. So that's what I wanted to bring up. I know you think it's hateful, but, you know, I look at it this way. If you guys are all attorneys or you work for a law firm, you would know the Constitution. And you know what people can say. As long as they're not threatening you, there's really nothing you can do to them. And I'm not defending the lady that come up here in a couple of weeks. That was really hateful and not cool. But the Constitution, no, it's the First Amendment. So now that I've said that, and you understand, I'm not attacking anybody. The issue with VIA. I've had nothing but issues, and as a matter of fact, I wish that kid up there, back there named Chris would come up here and tell you what his adventure was. He almost got hit by a VIA. That's BS. And I don't care if I'm going to drag those people into court. The only thing is they're in another state. They're in New York. So I have to go through the channels. But they are a lousy transportation. The vans are dirty. The seats are cloth and they got stains. It's a joke. So my friend said, well, just sue them. That's what you do. And he's a constitutionalist from the other side. And he told me, he says, if they're not going to listen to you, the only way that people listen in the city is if you litigate against them. That's what he said I should do over VIA. I know what happened on that freeway, and I know what they do all the time. And these people, these particular people, like Stephanie Chan and Steve Rosen, you know what? I've heard that people have called them and it goes in one ear and out the other. Because they don't care. And now I'm believing, and you people are all elected, I'm believing you people don't care. Because if you cared, you'd do something about it. And I'm not saying that anything mean to any of you, but you need to go out there and ride the V, and then you come back and tell me what you think of them. They're dangerous, and they're going to hurt somebody. They'd hire you off an app. That's the biggest, craziest thing I ever heard. The only way they hire you is off an app. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Amanda Batistas? I said that wrong.
Okay. Hi. Hello. I'm Amanda Bastidas. I'm here tonight with a group of parents from Bridgeway Island Elementary, and we wanted to bring a problem to your guys' attention. So at Bridgeway Island Elementary, the kids have no access to grass. They can't play. There's no grass to play on at recess. There's no grass for PE. The grass that they use, the only available grass anywhere near the school is the city park that it's right next to. So it's Bridgeway Island Park. There's a small playground, then there's a big grassy field. They go out and use this field for PE. It's not fenced in. Kids can run right into the street and get hit by a car. People, the public can come and hurt our children. They're supposed to be enclosed, during school hours. There's nowhere else for them to do PE. The kids only have this amount of asphalt, basketball courts, playground. That's it. 90-degree days, they're stuck on asphalt where it's sweltering hot. My kid says, I don't even want to play at recess, Mom. I just sit on the bench because it's so hot. They have no grass. There's nowhere to go sit under a shady tree or go play, and they're limited in what they can do. So they're not allowed to play tag. They can't play football. Those things injure them when they're on the asphalt. And we can't even do PE there, right? That's even more injuries. So we have kids that are exposed during the school day. We're very unhappy about it. There's a lot of parents that couldn't be here tonight that also feel strongly, so I'm here speaking on their behalf too. And it's inequitable. So other schools in the district have access to fenced-in spaces. So we want the same for Bridgeway. We want our kids to be safe and have access to grass. We also wanted to say that we thought about solutions for this, right? So it's city property, but if we could have a situation that's similar to Elkhorn, right? So Elkhorn has a city-owned space next to their school. It's fenced in. They open the gates after the school day, so the public can still come in and access that space. We want to do the same thing. We just want to fence in that area, not fencing in the playground, but just the grass. And so that the kids can be safe during the school day, have access to that space and that grass, and then at the end of the school day, those gates could be opened up and just, open to the public. So we understand, there's a cost associated with that. So I can speak on behalf of the parent-teacher organization at Bridgeway Island. We'd be happy to fundraise for this. If we could get the green light and if we could get, maybe city parks to agree to this, like we could help. We're willing to help. We want to come and, speak to you guys about this. We also want to bring up that there's other unfenced green spaces in the neighborhood. So there's Patwin Park, there's Sunset Vista Park, not very far away, and that's access for the public. So again, if it's, if that's a matter of concern that the public don't have these green spaces during those 6 hours of the school day, there are other options for them. So, yeah, again, the PTO and the other parents that feel strongly about this, we're here. We want to work with you. So we would really urge you guys to put this on your next agenda. That would be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy to work with you on that. I think we had, I think there's been a solution already. I just want the city manager or somebody to follow up with you on that.
I can chime in on this. This has been raised a few times before, and we have had communication with the district about the use of temporary fencing, like we've done plenty of times at Bright Park with our athletic programming. It would be a school programming issue. It is a city park. It's not as simple as putting a fence. You're taking a park offline during the day. It is actually the same situation at Westfield Elementary. There's a field next to the school that's used for PE. Which is also a not fenced-in lot. So we definitely are aware of the issue. We have had communication with the district about it. I can raise it with the superintendent again and offer essentially the same solution. If they have temporary fencing, they could place it out. But that's about all I could offer tonight.
Thank you so much. So yeah, we've been trying to work on that already.
Okay, yeah. We have kids that actually do get out off campus. I forgot to mention.
And you're working with the school board, right?
We've raised it with the school board, yeah, but they told us that we should bring it here.
Oh,
as well.
Interesting. No,
yeah,
it's in their court.
It is.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'll follow up with everybody.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Miguel Bastisa.
I'll just me tooing what she just said. But yeah, thank you, Mayor and council members, for allowing us to speak on the issue. I would like alternative solutions. I mean, that's one solution is to have a temporary fencing, but obviously you're going to need someone to bring it out. There's a barrier there, and we're not suggesting. We have a document that has solutions, recommendations, and funding, and how much it might cost to fence it in. And we're not saying fence up the whole field. If we could just get a portion of it for the students. And I went to Westfield when I was a kid, and we did have access to. I don't know if that's changed, but we had fenced-in access to grass when I went. I don't know if it's different now, but that was fenced in. There wasn't a park there. I think maybe they cut it in half or something, but I had access to grass when I was a kid. But yeah, I would ask and request that we get added to the parks meeting. I don't know when that one is, the parks.
Parks.
Because my hearing is school board saying, go to city council, it's city property, and then now I just heard, go back to the school district.
I'll follow
Yeah,
up with
so
everybody,
Just,
including the school board members.
okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you, appreciate it.
And email me the
Okay.
idea.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Kay Davila.
Two items?
I'm speaking on an agenda item and a non-agenda item.
No,
Oh,
go ahead.
You'll be able to speak on item 6 when we get to that portion.
Well, they're related, that's why.
That would be up to the mayor. Do you want to take both comments for general
I just,
and?
you know, I just want to make sure I finish my comments, that's all.
If you can finish it in 3 minutes for both, if you're planning on doing, we'd like to have, this section, public comment is for items not on the agenda.
Understood, understood.
Okay.
They're just related, that's all. So,
See.
good evening.
Go ahead.
Tonight, this council is considering approving item number 6 on the agenda. This is another round of consultant fees for almost $500,000 for the high service manifold project. Consultant fees were already paid for a final design report for May 2023, for June 2024, for August 2024, and tonight you're considering that another consultant fee. Last April, the bid results were unexpectedly high, and the council rejected all the bids. I bring this item up because that same consideration for fiscal prudence needs to be applied regarding this council's upcoming vote next month on the water and sewer rate increases that are proposed. On that note, and I bring this up now because I think it's something that needs to be considered rather than waiting until next month for me to speak. The water sewer proposal recommend 2 increases between now and next January. It's not once a year. There's 2 increases between now and next January on each of the 3 category rates. Water consumption for residential units will increase by 37%. Commercial rates will increase by 48%. Water meter rates for residents will increase 100% over that time period. Commercial rates, it was not clear to me what their rate increases were. Sewer rates for single-family units on April 1st will increase 82%. Multifamily unit rates will increase 66%. For commercial units, which is half already of the single home rates, their rate is going to be reduced by 40%. That's a real quandary to me. Residents are going to go up by 82%, and commercial rates are going to go down by 40%. If approved in 45 months, single-family rates will increase by 352% for sewer rates. They will increase by 310% for multifamily rates. Commercial rates will only increase by 15%, and per unit will only increase 77 cents over that 4-year period of time. Don't understand that discrepancy. The agenda for December 25th stated that single-family units use more water during periods of no drought versus drought. The consultant's reports provides no data to support that claim. The agenda language implies that higher water consumption translates into higher wastewater production, therefore higher utilization of the system. I reject this premise, and so should this council. This inaccurate premise results in the highest rate increases for single-family units across the 3 categories. During a drought, or no drought, all families take a shower. During a drought or no drought, all families wash their clothes. During a drought or no drought, all families will wash dishes. May I continue?
No, your time is up at this
Okay.
time. It was 3 minutes per person for public
Okay,
comment.
so then I will continue on the next.
On item 6, if you'd like.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Matt Weaver.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. Don't start my timer. I have a procedural question. During one of the public comments tonight, I saw dialogue, which I think is awesome. I saw the mayor addressing somebody during public comment, city manager doing the same. I don't know if that counts towards the time, doesn't count towards the time, or if that's something that only certain categories we can do. I've spoke publicly. I've never been given dialogue around a matter. I've never been given, I know what's going on from the city manager. That's what I just observed from the sidelines. And so I don't want this to count towards me. I want to know what's the procedure here.
Mr. City Attorney?
During public comment, the council is limited in its ability to engage in a conversation, but it is appropriate at times for council to either ask questions of staff or give some direction to staff. There's no obligation for them to do that. That's entirely up to the council, but the conversation has to be limited, as you saw this evening. So that's...
Okay, and what calls to order your discretion, when that would be discretionary?
That's what discretion means.
Total 100 discretion?
Absolutely.
There's no filter on that. Okay, cool. Start my timer. So do we have your respect? I guess it depends who you are, what your matter is, who you know, if the item's in favor, if everybody here is aligned, if council's aligned with staff, if staff's aligned with each other. You can't get things on the agenda here. You can't get dialogue to happen here. You can't get answers for things that happen here. And I've spoke plenty of times. And so I've talked to people individually, but for years I've talked about the retail cannabis situation, and now it's locked under secrecy, under litigation. Shocker, shocker. Because it's so difficult to get something on the agenda. It's so difficult to get dialogue going for certain subjects, for certain people, in certain parts of town, depending on what you know, who you know, how connected you are, how you can navigate the system, because everybody doesn't get the exact same treatment. Now, sometimes that bites us in the butt because somebody points out this carport thing's out of control, and then 32 more people get it in fairness. You know, I really don't think we think too often, but I'm just going to surmise my position. The city has sat on their hands on retail cannabis and made a mess of something that could have been done in fairness, in public visibility, on agendas, hasn't done it. Now it's mired in litigation. Business opportunities are lost. The equity isn't going to happen because business opportunities come and go. Government obstructs all the time, everywhere, at every level of government. And we would be protecting children better if government didn't do such a damn good job at obstructing. And is this the same? Not the exact same, but when this government wants to drag its feet and not release things and not talk about things and not do things, it doesn't, and it hurts people. And we can sit up here and we can be as quiet as we want, and at the discretion of the city mayor or the city manager and city attorney, we can or can't talk about it purely at your discretion. Is there any respect for citizens? Is there any respect for taxpayers? Is there any respect for someone like me who's come to every council meeting I can and sat through the whole thing, even your staff retreats? But if the right person comes up here, you'll approve something, you'll give a conditional use permit, you'll give them an answer to the question, and if the wrong people, you bring 40 people and not even to agendize something. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. The retail cannabis is kind of like the tip of the spear for just seeing city government play games that a city of this size shouldn't be playing. I want to see our city play the right way all the time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Weaver.
We have no additional requests to speak.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Now this brings us to item number 3 under presentations is a presentation of the proclamation recognizing February 2026 as Black History Month. And we have Councilmember Early. Dr. Early, please proceed.
Yes, thank you. Shante? Yes, you want to come on up? It's very close to Dante. So
I
it's
think
easy.
my mom meant to name me that, but she
Really?
just settled on Shante. That's what she told me.
She
'cause I always
pivoted.
complain.
Well, okay, so the way that we were going to do this, I'm going to read the proclamation and then would love to hear from you. Then there'll be an opportunity for comments as well. And so thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Okay, so whereas February marks Black History Month, a time to honor and celebrate the extraordinary achievements and contributions of African Americans throughout history, and whereas the Black History Month traces its roots back to the establishment of Negro History Week in 1926 by Carter G. Woodson and the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, highlighting the ongoing journey of African Americans to new horizons and social realities. And whereas the 2026 theme, A Century of Black History Commemorations, celebrates the 100 years of national observances of showcasing Black Americans' contributions, and whereas we acknowledge the resilience and courage of African Americans who have confronted adversity and championed justice, paving the way for equality, peace, and progress in our society. And whereas Black History Month serves as a call to action to uphold the principles of equality and justice, to affirm the value of Black lives, and to redouble our efforts to address systemic disparities in healthcare, housing, education, and criminal justice. And whereas the City of West Sacramento remains steadfast in its commitment to fostering an inclusive community where the contributions of all residents, past, present, and future, are acknowledged and celebrated. And whereas it is with pride that the City of West Sacramento honors the rich heritage and enduring legacy of African Americans in our community. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the City Council of the City of West Sacramento hereby declares February 2026 as Black History Month and encourages our community to join in the celebration of African American heritage and culture, proclaimed this 18th day of February 2026. Thank you so much for being here. Please share a little bit about your organization, and then, as I said, we'll have some time to make some comments.
Absolutely. My name is Shantae Campbell. I am the Community Outreach Liaison for Roberts Family Development Center. We have really been operating throughout the city of Sacramento for quite some time now, predominantly in the after-school space. However, we really emphasize family in Roberts Family Development Center because we truly believe that in order to affect the scholar, we must affect the whole family. And so we pour into that family. We provide resources. We ensure that we really create that village feel around each family that we work with. And so, I think about Black History Month and I think about our efforts with Freedom Schools. I'm sure you guys are aware of Freedom Schools and the works that we do over the course of the summer. But Freedom Schools is a 6 weeks literacy-based program where we put books in front of scholars in which they can actually see themselves in those stories. And so it's a non-traditional way of teaching because we want them to read powerful stories that they put themselves into, and then they can say, oh, this can be me. This is something that reflects who I am or something that I have been through. And we work through from K through 12 scholars. But we also work with young adults as well throughout. So we do so much. I won't really just barrel in on everything that we do. But I will tell you that it is an honor to be standing in front of you all today. And I definitely appreciate the opportunity and definitely would like to accept the proclamation on behalf of Roberts Family Development Center and Mr. and Mrs. Roberts.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Any council members like to?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Orozco.
I first have to acknowledge my colleague who presented the proclamation. Seems like it was a long time ago, but this woman to my left ran 3 different campaigns in order to sit in a relatively, we call it glamorized volunteer position sometimes, to serve the city. And she became, when she was elected, the very first African-American woman or man to sit in that capacity in the history of our city. That to me is remarkable. As I listened to her read the proclamation, and I could see myself, we have monitors back here, so I could see myself looking at her and just absolute praise and honor. It is her birthday today, so we're not only celebrating Black History Month, but we're also celebrating a beautiful birthday of a fantastic leader and human being. I want to thank you for coming up before us because you're right. It is, this is a symbolic of the way we want to live our lives here in West Sacramento and celebrate inclusivity and definitely celebrate what it is that we all bring to the table, even if we are absolutely different, and that is the most beautiful thing of all.
Absolutely.
And not to make this a political thing, but it's more important now than ever that we stand together in unity to celebrate one another. Tonight, we just had a beautiful celebration. I know there were some folks that have never heard a prayer or any type of celebration of such sort, or you didn't understand what Ramadan was and how it affected our families and just the cleansing of the fast. And, you know, I just, moments like tonight make me very proud to be of service to this community. Thank you, sir, very much, Shante and Dante, for being here in service to West Sacramento.
Absolutely, thank you.
I'm happy to go. Thank you for being here tonight. I think the work that you do with after-school programming is just so incredibly important to families. And I know Robert's Development Family Center is very well known in the Sacramento area. So thank you for all your work, and I appreciate that. As Dr. Early was reading the proclamation, I was looking down at our staff report, which not everybody gets to see, and Councilmember Roscoe said exactly what I wanted to say too, is that, we mentioned in the staff report the election of Dr. Dante Early as the first African-American council member in 2021 underscores the city's commitment to inclusivity and representation. And I was thinking, selfishly, I got to be a part of Black history because I helped her with her campaign.
You sure did.
Who gets to say that? But it's a really special night. Happy birthday. Thank you for being here tonight. And then one other thing I'll mention too, with the leadership of Dante Early, we brought Juneteenth to West Sacramento. Nice. Not only as a festival for the community, but a day off for our staff as well. Mm-hmm. And so thank you for your leadership on that. Like Councilmember Roscoe said, West Sacramento leads in these spaces, and I'm just very proud to represent this community. So thank you for being here tonight to accept the proclamation.
Thank you.
I want to recognize and get a moment of silence for the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who passed away yesterday. So many people fought so hard for the civil rights movement, but he continued his work well after that. And thank you for everything you're doing.
Oh, yes, Councilmember.
So when our staff asked me, were there any organizations that I could think of that would accept this proclamation, I immediately thought of the Roberts Family Development Center. As you said, I have gotten to know you guys through Robles School District. However, a few years ago, you actually came to West Sacramento. And our freedom schools that you talk about in partnership with Washington Unified School District really highlight and emphasize Black culture, call, respond, our affirmations, the positivity in seeing yourself. And our freedom schools are for everyone, but it focuses on the roots and our family values that really are so important and critical to Black families. And they have grown. They've grown across our city. Daryl has also celebrated Black History Month and really emphasized how do we bring families together and support the parents and the children so that, again, there's a lot of positivity and emphasis there. And so I want to say I appreciate that. I appreciate what Roberts Family Development Center has brought to West Sacramento, again, in showcasing and lifting up the power of Black families and how important those values are for everyone, not just Black families. And then I also would be remiss if I didn't call out your work on our No Hate campaign, as well as your support of the Black Student Union, because again, you guys and you in particular do a lot of work there. So thank you so much for being here, and thank you for the work that you do in West Sacramento.
Absolutely.
Well, Shante, thank you so much for being here, and Dr. Early for bringing Shante here before us so that we can recognize an extraordinary organization that helps people thrive, people who've been oppressed over the years in our American history, and who continue to experience that oppression today under this federal government. And happy birthday. I want to add that in our community, we have Black business owners, we have Dusty Baker, we have Hebrews Cafe Michael. We have some great representatives of the community who are champions to, to deliver and serve our community, and who recognize, that there is a past and there is a future, that future that you are forging ahead to build a stronger, future for those that are Black, but not only that, all the children that I've seen. Was in the school when you came in, the Freedom School program that you came, and seeing the chance, I felt the energy. I felt I missed out on something growing up when I was there. And it was so exciting to be there, and it's always, like Councilmember Orozco said, it always feels like such an honor. These are the times when I feel so lucky to be able to be present up here and to recognize leadership like yours, Shantae, and, just who you are, living each day, and no room for hate. Thank you so much for that. It's continue the fight, and, the work in that area. It's something we always need to continue to profess and move forward. So with that, I know we have such a strong council who backs you for anything you need. This is not just today, but every day. So please, our doors are open for what you need here in West Sacramento. Thank you. With that, we'll take a photo. Got it. All right, next we have our consent agenda, which is items 4 through 9. Are there any requests to remove any items? No. Then I'll accept a motion to approve.
Madam Mayor, we have one request to speak on item 6.
Yes, we have a request to speak on item 6, please. If you can call the person up.
Kay Davila.
I didn't realize I had a time limit. Never done this before. So, but anyway, I'm going to hopefully get to why this ties into item 6. What I was talking about was how I felt the fees that are being proposed are inequitable to single-family homes. Obviously, I have a bias for that. And I think what's not been taken into account that, as I said, everybody's going to take a shower, everybody's going to wash their clothes, everybody's going to wash their dishes during a drought, or whether it's not a drought. And the usage is going to be consistent during that time, no matter what your living conditions are, okay? But water used for landscaping, which may be the variable here, does not become wastewater, which is being applied, saying the more water you use, the more wastewater, okay? Landscaping water does not become wastewater, and I don't think that's been taken into account, okay? One of the goals of the agenda from December says to pay their fair share. The consultant's report reveals that yearly, commercial units consume 590 HCFs, 100 cubic feet per year, while single-family units consume 90 versus 590, and yet the rates really lean more favorably to commercial units rather than to residential units. Pay their fair share. The goal is to replace and repair an aging system. However, the residents in the newer districts who have paid 25 years of developer fees are subsidizing these repairs. And according to the report, these funds are going to be depleted by the end of 5 years. Then what? Another rate increase that the newer sections of the city will not benefit from. I'll skip that. Okay. So another goal on the agenda said to maintain affordable rates for ratepayers. I'm on a fixed income, as are most of my neighbors, okay? I don't know anybody income who's going to increase in 4 years by 37% to cover the increased water cost. I don't know anybody whose income is going to increase by 100% to cover the higher water meter charges. I don't know anybody's income who's going to increase by 310 and 352% respectively for the higher sewer charges, while commercial rates sewer charges increase only by 15%. It has taken the council nearly 3 years to get the manifold project started that you're voting on tonight. Actually, you're not voting on it, you're voting on more consultant fees. But tonight, you're back to square one because you rejected the bids after 3 years. And you're back to square one, and you're going to be spending over $1 million on consultant fees. Only 2 months ago, you reviewed the report for the proposed water rate increases, which many of us feel are draconian. It not only feels like, but appears like these increases are being shoved on us in a very short amount of time. I'm asking that this council be more deliberate, take more time, and look more closely at what you're considering and approving, okay? An example is you have not approved the manifold project, and yet there's a line item in the report for $10 million for the manifold project, and it's not been approved yet. Why is that there?
Right. Could you wrap it up, please?
Okay, I'm
Thank
done.
you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Any other requests to speak, Madam Clerk, before I
We have no additional requests to speak.
public comment and bring it back to council for a vote?
Early motions. I'll second.
Okay, Mayor. Councilmember Early moved and Mayor Pro Tem Sulpicio seconded. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Early?
Aye.
Councilmember Alcala?
Aye.
Councilmember Orozco? Oh. Mayor Pro Tem Sulpicio Hull?
Aye.
Mayor Guerrero?
Aye. All right, this item is approved. Now we move to item 10 under our regular agenda under City Manager's Office is consideration of updates to the publicly available pay schedule for fiscal year 2025, 2026, updates to benefit summary and resolution 26-20 approving related budget appropriations. Mr. City Manager.
Yes, very briefly, this item tonight is, as you said, it's consideration of the proposed changes to the benefit summary for the Executive Management Group, approval of the updated classification plan, which is the salary schedule for fiscal year 25-26, and adoption of resolution 26-20 approving related budget adjustments. I want to be clear that this is only impacting the fire chief and police chief classifications in the city. But due to this item containing salary and benefits changes for department heads, the Brown Act, which is under Government Code 54-953, subsection C, subsection 3, requires an oral report summarizing the recommended changes prior to the council taking final action on the item. So in summary, this item recommends a 5% salary increase for the fire chief and police chief positions to address salary compaction resulting from public safety contracts and also to remain competitive with public safety chief salaries throughout the region. That concludes staff's presentation. Amanda and I are available for questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Are there any questions from council members? Open it up for public comment, Madam Clerk.
We have no requests to speak on this item.
All right, closing it back, bringing it back to council, requesting a motion.
Early moves. I'll second.
Okay. Councilmember Early moved, and Mayor Pro Tem Sulpicio seconded. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Alcala?
Aye.
Councilmember Early?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sulpicio Hull?
Aye.
Mayor Guerrero?
Aye. All right, this item is approved. Next, we will go to our general administration, function part 2. Do we have any reports from our council assignments? Yes, Councilmember Early.
Awesome. So I had our California area, Capital Area Regional Tolling Authority, CARTA meeting today. And right now we are working on continuing to get our equipment and partnership with Caltrans to begin to have the tolling lanes. I'll remind us that the tolling lanes will be from Davis through West Sacramento, over the causeway, and I think to a little past Harbor. They're going to be online as of 2028. And so, again, this is something that the Capital Area Regional Tolling Authority is working on. I'm vice chair. And then we are actively working on hiring an executive director as quickly as possible because that executive director is going to be really helping to push the project along. Right now, we are very fortunate to have SACOG staff who have been supporting this project the past 2 years. And so that is my report for now. Actually, the only thing, Mr. City Manager, did you want me to add anything in regards to upcoming?
I can maybe chime in on that.
Okay.
I think what you're referring to is the discussions being had about how CARTA will have long-term funding.
Is that something I should report on now? Because it was discussed at my meeting.
I think you can discuss that it's being considered by the board and potentially coming to the council.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure I'm looking at the attorney as well.
Right.
But it was discussed at the CARTA meeting. I know how we get. So in addition, funding for the Capital Area Regional Tolling Authority was initially supported. I think 1.5 million was loaned by SACOG. They cannot continue to loan money to help as the tolling is being set up. Once the tolling is set up, obviously, folks begin to ride on the freeways and engage, right, in the tolling, and the funds begin to come through, and we'll be able to pay back the loan. So in the meantime, the CARTA staff have gone out to the different jurisdictions that potentially will be impacted by the tolling authority and the tolls being put on our freeways, including City of West Sacramento. Our staff have been in discussion with CARTA staff on potentially providing a loan that would enable the tolling authority to actually begin to initiate and complete the project so that it could be online in 2028. That is the information.
Okay, anybody else have any updates? Nope. Okay, I have a few. So we just had the city selection meeting where we make recommendations for various commissions. The Local Agency Formation Commission continues to be Councilmember Norma Alcala and Councilmember Gloria Partida and Councilmember Tania Garcia Cadena. And then the Remote Access Network is City of Woodland Mayor Stollard. And then we have the financial oversight, which is City of Woodland City Financial Officer Kimberly McKinney. And the County Redevelopment Successor Agency Oversight Board, we have Councilmember Norma Alcala, who was appointed. Next, we had the JPA for Animal Services. We had a robust presentation of various options. What can be the all-county option, which is more services at the county level. The other is a joint option. So it's a public-private partnership. And I conveyed that that is probably a preference that the city manager has explained to me. We're trying to lower the cost of animal services, and that would help, possibly help. But we didn't have any information about costs, and I think we need to have more information. There was some concerns about nonprofits not really being able to stand up and deliver those types of services, such as sheltering or vaccinations, making sure that if a pet has rabies, treating them. So there are various things under law that we're required to maintain. And we have yet to figure out the cost of those services and who can come in and apply. There was a recommendation to have a presentation here at City Council from Yolo County Animal Services so that we can hear the various options to get an idea of which one to pick, except the window's kind of short. So what we have next maybe is the city manager conveying on our behalf what options are preferable, given that we'd like to get to a decision whether we move into a operational JPA versus a planning JPA, and then that would be the next step. And I'm just making sure that everybody on council here is aware. If you have any thoughts or concerns, you can let the city manager know. And if he really feels we need to have that presentation,
let him know as well, so that he can, put it on the council agenda before the next, meeting we have?
Yeah, absolutely. You can give any feedback to me through briefings and whatnot. But just to inform the council, Doug Droz, our deputy city manager, is reviewing materials that were provided by the county on this topic. So we'll have more of a informed staff recommendation once that process is complete.
Thank you. And I do want to add that there was a public comment about an organization that sent a letter about our animal services not doing a proper job. I just want to share with you that that's a form letter that is being shared to all the counties that, they're just doing it to everybody. And the counties are now huddling together to assess that. There is nothing that we found is factually correct about that particular form letter about our Yolo County Animal Services. I think they're trying to build a case and doing their part to put it out there to all the counties. And I just wanted to, there could be something there, but I think seeing what the county has done, we could go a lot farther and do more, always, for taking care of our pets. But on this case, what they're doing is not something I think is applying to us. So I just wanted to put that out there for your information as well. The other is I attended the 2026 U.S. Conference of Mayors Winter Leadership Meeting. And we have President Holt, who is transitioning out, and the next, I think, is going to be San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria, who will be coming in. So it's quite the honor to be able to attend. One of the updates that was shared is our legislative priority at the U.S. Conference of Mayors and also at the U.S. CEOs and Mayors Joint Housing group is the Road to Housing Act of 2025. And the Housing for 21st Century Act. It seems like they both have gotten far enough to see how we can move getting funding and support under the continuum of care, actually just housing funding. And so those two are moving along, but we're also focusing on the continuum of care, CDBG funding, and other funding sources for addressing housing and homelessness. And those are priorities with the U.S. Conference of Mayors. The next priority has been something that we've shared in our strategic planning retreat, that the U.S. Conference of Mayors organized a leadership meeting and shared with us the mayor's statement of values on immigration and immigration enforcement. A lot of this information in here I expressed based on the conversations we've been having. There's going to be a formal letter finalized, and I will share with the chief one of the drafts. We have to keep it internal for now. It'll be published, and I am fully backing and supporting the information under the statement of values once it becomes published, because we were given the opportunity to express our position and help draft the letter at the leadership meeting. Next is council calendar.
Madam Mayor,
yes,
can I get a point of clarification?
Yes.
Earlier, you were talking about commission appointments, and you mentioned Councilmember Alcala in a role. Can you tell me that commission again?
Local Agency Formation Commission. I just pretty much renew the same past.
It wasn't, as you said, you didn't say anything about the Yolo County Consolidated Redevelopment Successor Agency.
No.
You did not. Okay, thank you.
That one I think we do here.
Okay.
Right. The other is under the City Selection Committee. But I don't have that here on my list of things that we decided on. I could. Did you get a copy of the list, Aaron, that you can share?
I don't have that handy.
Let me forward that to you.
If you did not, the one that Vice Mayor is asking about is the redevelopment oversight. The rest of it's called the Redevelopment Oversight Committee. So it's a county level function. So if it's not on your list, then it's probably still the same.
I don't think.
Yeah, I might have been confused. I was looking down as you were saying something, and I didn't know if it was the same thing.
No, I don't think it's the city. I don't think the City Selection Committee does that. Or maybe it's an off year and it does it in the future.
I could have heard you wrong.
Oh,
Could have
okay.
heard you wrong. Yeah,
Okay.
my fault.
Okay. Next is council calendar.
Hey, good evening. Just a couple of things that are coming up next week. We have
a community input session for our citywide public arts master plan, and that's going to be at City Hall on February 23rd from 6:30 to 8 p.m. And then on Wednesday, February 25th, there's a Alice Norman Park Master Plan Community Engagement Night, and that's from 6 to 8, and that's at 637 Todd Hunter. Thank you.
Thank you. City manager report.
No report tonight, thank you.
All right, thank you. City attorney?
Nothing to report.
And staff direction from city council members? We don't have anything, right?
May I ask a question? And
Sure,
I
go
don't know if
ahead.
this is a place to do it, and I apologize, but the Alice Norman event was just mentioned, and I believe there's going to be like 3 options that are going to be coming to the community. Would it be possible to share those with council, what's going to be shared at that outreach session?
Sure, we can include that in the council newsletter that precedes that event, if that's,
Yeah, that would be great.
that's normally where we would share that type of information, so.
Okay,
yeah.
that would be awesome. Thank you.
And
Okay.
I'm hearing there's a survey. We can send out the link to that too.
Okay, cool.
So, thanks.
Future agenda items, none? All right, with that, we are adjourned.